Good to hear. Oh, I think that's yours. I tried to.
All right, good evening. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Thank you for being with us. Packed house. Love to see you guys. Councilman London, if you would be so kind.
Let's stand. Let's pray. Gracious Father, once again, we're so grateful and thank you, Father, for this another opportunity to come and serve your people of Irondale, Father. We're just asking, if you will, that you will allow us, Father, to think of the people that we're serving and not of ourselves. Father, we just be careful to give you all the glory, all the praise and honor, Father, for this opportunity that you've given us. And Father, we're just praying for this leadership. We're praying for the city. We're praying for the state. We're praying for all the council and mayors across this United States. We're praying for this, our mayor and his family, Father, as he try to go his day-to-day business of trying to be the best servant and leader that this city can have. And we thank him for that. In Jesus Christ, that we pray. We all say amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Whiskey doodles and whiskey don'ts with or without the scooter stick? Never mind. Once again, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, Councilman London, for opening us up. Roll call, Councilman London. Councilwoman Cuellar.
Here.
Councilman Box.
Present.
Councilman Sims.
Here.
And myself present. At this time, I would look for a motion to move the minutes from the November 1st meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from November the 1st, 2022 meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes or abstentions? Fair enough. At this time, I would look for a motion to move the current bills for payment.
Make a motion that we pay the current bills of $700,691.38.
Councilwoman Cuellar, you gestured?
Yeah, just one question in regard to the expense report, because we just got it a few minutes before the meeting began. I only had one question, and that was on page 1 for Bass Pro Outdoor World. The description, the account name is occupational license fees, and we had an occupational, I guess it's an OCC tax refund. Is there a reason that we needed? Thank you.
They inadvertently sent it to us, so we.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
No further questions.
So we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Clerk, for having the explanation ready to rock and roll. All right. At this time, we would look for any reports from our any professionals or consultants this evening. Any professional or consultant reports? All right. That being said, Mayor, you have the floor.
How's everyone doing tonight? I'm gonna ask you all one more time. How's everybody doing tonight? Well, we are glad that you've had an opportunity to be able to come and to participate in our council meeting tonight. Although I'm getting ready to give out some awards, you will not be able to leave until you stay to the entire council meeting. I don't know if that's something that you would enjoy, your parents would enjoy. But no, as soon as we present you with the award, you all are more than free to leave. But before I pass out those awards, I wanted to acknowledge an individual that's been very instrumental in supporting the city of Irondale, and that is Commissioner Joe Knight. I talked to Commissioner Knight because we have a old, ugly sign down at the entrance of the city of Irondale. Does everybody know exactly where I'm talking about? That sign has not been working probably since Christian has been in the world, and he's 23 years old. I may be exaggerating a little bit. However, I reached out to Commissioner Knight, told him what we were trying to do here in the city of Irondale. I requested $20,000 from him to go towards building or replacing the old sign with a new sign. The new sign is going to cost around $65,000. We have another request with another political figure for another $20,000. So we are close to about $40,000. We're on our way, and we only need another 25 to get to 65. If there's anybody out there in the audience that would like to write me a check tonight for the other $25,000, please see our city clerk, Ms. Lee Allison, before you leave the room. But I would like for Commissioner Knight to come, and again, like you say, you all give him a big hand because he did not have to do it. And I wanted to thank him publicly. I could have easily written him a note thanking him for that, but for him to do what he's doing for the city of Irondale, and he's always been a friend for Irondale, he's always been very supportive of Irondale, I want him to come out and for the people of Irondale to celebrate him and give him a big hand. Commissioners, is there anything that you would like to say?
Ask a politician, does he have anything to say? Okay. Wow. No, I want to say thank you, Mayor Stewart and the City Council for all that you do. And I understand we have a bunch of guests here that they are champions, and I want to congratulate you for a wonderful season in your endeavor. And I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and supporting Irondale. We've been, Irondale is one of my 14 cities in the district, and but we've always worked closely with our cities. And tonight, when Mayor Stewart made that request, I went to the commission, and we have some infrastructure funds available. And so tonight, I would like to present the city of Irondale a check in the amount of $20,000 to go toward their new sign.
You tricked me.
That one ain't gonna fit through the drive. That won't fit through the drive through now.
Can I get the council to come join us down? We're all in this together.
I just want to let the school know that Commissioner Knight represents Irondale schools as well, so if you all want to hit him on some money, you won't have to.
Well, did he have a card? He said no. Now, Mr. London, if you give me any more grief, we can start taking.
We can add a zero. Make it 200.
Thank you, Commissioner. And also, if you haven't heard my storm shelter story, Commissioner Knight is responsible for the storm shelter. We were both attending a prayer breakfast at Centerpoint, and I walked into the room, and he asked me, he said, Mayor, would you like to have a storm shelter? And I said, well, Commissioner, is it free? He said, yes. So from there, the guy that worked in his office contacted me the same day. Frank and Brad identified the spot where it's going to be placed, which is up at the Senior Activity Center. We've got in all of everything that we need to do, and I've talked to Zach. So again, you all need to give him another round of applause, because that storm shelter would protect 120 citizens in the city whenever there is inclement weather in the city. So again, that's Commissioner Knight doing it for the city of Irondale, and we appreciate all that you do for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Commissioner Knight. Appreciate it.
All right, Commissioner, thank you. We understand. We know you're trying to get out before they get out, so that's fine. But I asked Councilman London if he would come and help me to be able to give out these awards because his heart has been into sports even before I started serving on the city council, and that was in '07. I know that he had also provided some funding to the volleyball team as well. I also want to let you know that at the next council meeting, I would have a resolution to be able to provide you with some funding. We didn't get it on this one, but I want to be able to reward you all for all the hard work that you do. I know sometimes it seems like your sport get passed over for football and basketball, and you all don't have to be in agreement. I'm just, that was a that was just a rhetorical question that I was asking to myself. But we want to make sure that we celebrate everybody. We want to make sure that everybody feels like they're included in what's going on in the city of Irondale. And I don't have the email in front of me, but is the mother here that sent me the email? Well, she sent me the email, and I responded to her, and I told her that, hey, we're definitely going to be able to celebrate the girls for their championship. And I said, also, some funding come with that too. And she said, oh, really? I said, yeah, we'll give you some trophies, but we also know that you all need funding to help you all do what you do. So we just want to make sure that we're here. We celebrate. You all were I don't have my notes with me. Anybody want to tell me what championship that you all won? Okay. And Trey, do you train the girls? So we got the infamous Trey Cheney. Oh, okay. But Trey with I am Love Fitness. He trains the volleyball team. I think he does things with the football team. And I think I'm saying this correctly. He does it at no cost. So again, we want to be able to thank Trey. Trey was also instrumental in getting youth football started up in the city of Irondale. And he also did that at no cost. So Trey. Oh, okay. 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 All right, Trey. Okay. Well, it's going to be free next year. We're going to speak it into existence. It's going to be free next year. So I'm just going to ask all the girls if you all would come up front tonight. If you all can come tonight, we would really appreciate it. And also, do we have a spokeswoman for the group? I want one of the players. I want the coach and one of the players to speak. But coach, you can speak first. And then if I don't get one of you all to volunteer, this is not a democratic society. I'll just.
Who's the team captain? Who's the captain?
What I'm saying.
Thank y'all for supporting us and helping my team out. Thank you.
Good job.
I'm kind of short. Yeah, thank you. We worked really hard this summer and with all this funding and all the support from all of you. And yeah, thank you.
It was a hard season, but all the hard work paid off. And I'm happy we had a good and happy, enjoyable season with my team. I just want to thank you all for supporting us. That's all. Thank you.
I'm Coach Alford. I've been with these babies for this whole summer and about a good 6 months straight. We've been all together, and it's very rewarding. A lot of them been like, "We miss volleyball." So I'm like, "Yeah, but we need a break. We gonna get back at it." Of course, with one championship, we plan on keep it rolling. So the 7th graders have quite a lot to live up to next year. We wishing our lovely 8th graders continue on wherever they may go. And we want to thank you all for all the hard, I want to thank them for their hard work, the parents for support, the city of Irondale for support. We're just very thankful. It was quite a fulfilling, emotions, all that different stuff. It just really brought a lot of joy to me because this was a tough season, a really, really tough season. But we want to thank you all for acknowledging us. Thank you all for everything. That's it.
Well, I'm going to pass out the awards. They all have your names on them. So charge it to my heart and not to my mind if I butchered your name. Councilman London already talked about that we may mess up. So we just want you all to give us a little grace. But the first person is Braylon Dale. And if you all will just hold your applause till we give all of them out so that can help to expedite us giving them out, we appreciate it. Justice Harris. Kenise McGill. I'll let the coach do it.
Madeline Lopez. She's not here.
Vasquez.
Vasquez.
London Grayson. Zion Webster. Zaya Ware. See, I got my little interpreters in the back. Leslie Boista. Did I do it right, Leslie? You want to say it? I'm sorry. Okay, I can get this one. Lily Lopez. Thank you, Lily, for having a simple name. Appreciate that. I can do this one. Isabella Rowe. Okay. Jayla Watkins. Brooklyn Dale. Caitlin Mayhand. Jeremiah Turner. Did I get it wrong? Okay. Emily Rivas. Emily, I'm gonna say Emily. I'm gonna skip your middle name, Hernandez. Hernandez. You want to tell me what it is, Emily? Huh? Okay, there you go. Thank you. Zaria Cheney. Yari Crawford. Kaylin Hines. And Addison Carter. And I present to you the Jefferson County 2022 champions, Irondale Middle School. Got one more,
Arrows up
and
front.
that's for Coach Jasmine Alford.
Front line in the back, libero up front. Mary, they almost blocking you now.
He's taller than him.
No, just playing. I'm just playing with it. Some tall ladies.
Should actually be able to play volleyball.
Ready? All right, listen this way. 1, 2, 3.
You're is it your big girl that played volleyball? Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Request a 10-minute recess.
All right, I'll go ahead, Council President, and finish up with my report.
Please.
On Thursday, November the 10th, we had the mayor's 2022 year in review town hall meeting where we had an opportunity to unveil the master plan survey results for the park. And also I gave an update on 22 and 22. On Saturday, November the 12th, we had a prayer walk here in the city of Irondale that started at City Hall, went to Irondale Community School. We stopped in the Bend, and then we came back to the city to continue to pray for favor as we move forward into 2023. There were about 20 individuals that participated. The weather was cold and rainy, but we had a good time going through the city and just praying that the Lord would continue to shine brightly on the city of Irondale. On this Saturday, we're having a Thanksgiving turkey giveaway in front of City Hall. Begins at 9:00. We will be giving away 200 turkeys. You're right. We'll be here all day. But we're going to start at 9:00. They usually go pretty quickly. Within an hour, we can clear out I don't know why I keep saying 2000. I guess I'm trying to speak it into
So
existence.
you making a statement of faith there?
I guess, but we only have 200, and I don't think Frank has a truck that's big enough to be able to handle 2,000 turkeys. But they are on a first come, first served basis. So as soon as those 200 are given away, then that will be it for the turkey giveaway. On December the 2nd, we're having the Christmas Night of Lights parade in the city of Irondale. We hadn't had a parade in quite a long time, but we are bringing that back to life here at the city. If you would like to participate, please go to the cityofirondaleal.gov. And on December the 13th, we're having the Holiday Spirit of Giving blood drive. It's going to be in front of City Hall from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you would like to give the gift of life to someone during the holiday season, we would ask you to sign up and to participate in that as well. And the last thing that I wanted to mention, it was talked about at the town hall meeting on Thursday, but beginning in December, I think it's the second week in December, we should be running an ad in the newspaper to get bids for individuals to build the brand new state-of-the-art dog park at Ellert Park in the city of Irondale. So we're really looking forward to that. I had a chance to be able to meet with Leanne this morning. The plan is about 90% completed. So we're looking to advertising in the newspaper the second week or the first week in December. We have to advertise for 3 weeks to be able to get that information out, hopefully to receive bids the first part of January, for them to vet the bids. And the goal is at the beginning or somewhere during the springtime to start construction on a brand new dog park in the city of Irondale. That's all that I have for tonight. Council President, I thank you all for giving me the time and bearing with me as we had a couple of presentations, but also to get some updates on what's going on in the magnificent city of Irondale.
Thank you, Mayor. Looking forward to it. There we go. All right, at this time, we would take any reports from any department heads that would like to speak to us this evening. Any department heads? Fair enough. At this time, we'll go ahead and roll into council member reports. Just want to report that myself, as well as Councilman London and Mayor Stewart, we attended the Exchange Club Veterans Day breakfast the other morning at St. Martin's in the Pines. Always such a great program. Always great seeing so many people that the veterans that are returned home to us, as well as some of the dependents and everything that stood in the gap and allowed us to basically continue to speak English. So it's always fun to be around those types of people and recognize them for their significant achievement. Other than that, Councilman Sims?
Thank you, everyone, for being here, and I don't have anything to report.
Fair enough. Councilman Box?
Ditto, and thanks for being here. It's good to see everybody come out and be involved in what we're doing. The Senior Citizen Center is actually going to be coming into a busy time, so any volunteer help you could give them, I'm sure that that would go over pretty well. Public safety, police and fire are always on the job, always doing the job, so nothing to report on those realms. And we do have the mayor actually told us that a late acquisition of land at the Heritage Place is in the McNally's master planning phase to look at for some type of park to put up there as well. And with that, that's all I have.
Okay. Councilwoman Cuellar?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. Wanted to report that I attended the Economic Development Academy graduation ceremonies that were held on November 8th. And there are all 4 members who were part of our team from Irondale: Mayor Stewart, Aaron Sims, and Paul Saucier. Paul, can you stand up? He is a CDA director, and I received our graduation certificates. It was a great learning experience for all of us. And one of the things that has come as a result of the learning experience that we had is that we now have an Economic Development Strategic Planning Committee, and we have met twice. In our last meeting, David Pugh, who is unable to be with us tonight, who is the chairman of the CDA, along with Joe Meads, who is our city engineer, are going to be working with some developers in coming to the city to tell us what it is that we can do, what projects that we can do that will work for Irondale in bringing in more economic development as well as industrial development. So we're very excited about what lies ahead for us. Very happy about being a part of the team at the training classes that were held. And I can speak for myself that I'm looking forward to moving forward with economic development here in the city of Irondale. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Councilman London?
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Council President. Just a couple of things. Mayor was mentioning the dog park. Also, he mentioned at his town hall meeting about a new track that's coming to Beacon Park. And Marvin and I was talking earlier that we've been talking about a new track for 12 years at Beacon Park. And I think the wait is worth it because we're getting this one for free. And so we're excited about that. And I just want to say thank you, Mayor, for this. And I think all the walkers that use Beacon Park also is going to thank you. And Marvin said he may get 10 or 15 more years now that we got a new track. So we thank you for that. And also, you talked about Ruffner Park. That plan is still there, and hopefully that'll be out in the spring, going out for bid. I think we mentioned that at the town hall meeting also about Ruffner Park is still in development. And for all of you with children, the playground equipment will be there. So we're thanking you for that, and thank you again, Mayor, for staying on top of that. Our Irondale youth football team, Mounties, 10 and under. And 8 and under. The first year this year made the playoffs. They didn't win, but hey, first year, congratulations to all the parents. And we talked about Trey earlier. For all of the parents, all the volunteers that put that together, and all the parents and everybody who put that together. Congratulations for them. And the last thing, Thanksgiving to me is my favorite holiday, even more important than my birthday. And so we just want you to be thankful on this thankful season. Enjoy your family, enjoy one another, enjoy your city, and just enjoy the people that are surround you. Because 2 years ago this time, I was with my pop, Thanksgiving and Christmas of the same year, he's not around. So I was so glad and happy and thankful that I had an opportunity to spend with him. So just enjoy one another. This is a great time. You know, you can fuss and bitter and all that stuff, but I'm telling you, the day is not promised. You don't know you'll be here tomorrow. And don't let the last day be one that you're mad and upset at someone for this Thanksgiving season. So God bless you for this Thanksgiving season, and let you know this, that Councilman London loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Thank you, sir. At this time, we would look for any. Yes, sir.
I need to mention this. I got this text. Mayor, you forgot to mention this. You're going to be upset. At the end of the parade, there will be a tree lighting, free hot chocolate, candy canes, lighting, necklaces, caroling, and much, much more. Did I say it right?
Thank y'all very much. At this time, we would look for any reports of boards or non-council committees. Any reports from any boards or non-council committees? All right, fair enough. We'll go ahead and move into the deliberation phase. We do not have any public hearings tonight. We'll start with what is slated to be on the consent agenda, and then we will move into the regular agenda. Item number 1 on the consent agenda would be resolved that Resolution 2022 R209 authorizes Mayor James D. Stewart Jr. to execute a pole attachment agreement with Alabama Power Company for holiday decorations. Pretty self-explanatory. Councilman Lennon, any questions?
No questions.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman
None.
Sims? And myself, none. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Item number 2, resolve that Resolution 2022 R210 authorizes the mayor to execute an agreement with BMSS Inc. to perform the annual audit for $70,000. Yearly expense. Councilman London?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
None.
And myself, none. We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Okay. Item number 3, resolve that Resolution 2022 R21 authorizes the mayor to execute an agreement with Deckard Technologies to monitor short-term rental activity in the city of Irondale for the sum of $3,000 per year. Mayor, is there anything you would like to say about this?
The only thing I would like to say is that this was City Clerk Lee Allison's idea. She went to a conference and came back. She was very excited about it. And this is really to help us to know who has short-term rentals, regardless of what direction the council goes in when the ordinance is presented. We still need to know what activity that's going on in the city. So I don't want anybody to think that this endorses short-term rental. It helps us to know where the short-term rentals are in our community.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Leah. Councilman London, any questions on that?
Well, just comment also, thank you, Lee. I mean, really, really thank you, because we've been dealing with this a long time. And now I think we got someone in place to really monitor what's going on with these short-term rentals. So thank you for researching that. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes, I want to ditto what has been said, and I want to thank our city attorney also who brought this to our attention. So, way to go.
Yeah, awesome.
Councilman Box?
I only had one question, and the city attorney had answered it for me. I'm good.
Cool. Councilman Sims?
No questions.
Cool. And myself, no questions, but thanks. Item number 4, do we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. Item number 4, that resolution 2022 R212 authorizes the Irondale Police Department to apply for law enforcement assistant grant funding with ADECA. Councilman London, any questions on this?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
I'm good with it.
Councilman Sims?
I'm just making sure they're going to get it in tonight.
Fair enough.
Other than that, we're good.
I'm not pushing the button, so hopefully.
I just saw the deadline, so.
Okay, yeah, exactly. All right, so we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Item number 5, resolution 2022 R213 approves the contribution to the Freshwater Land Trust and Vulcan Trails Foundation Incorporated for the amount of $83,333.33 towards the purchase of real property within the city of Irondale and the execution of an agreement related to such contribution. I understand this to be kind of a housekeeping item. I'm not sure if there is any comments from the mayor or attorney, but Councilman London, do you have any questions on this?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar, do you have any questions on
No
this?
questions. City attorney explained.
Perfect. Councilman Box?
Ditto, I'm good.
Outstanding.
I'm good.
And you're good as well? Okay, we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. All right. And for this item, we have the consultant handy. So item number 6 would be resolved that resolution 2022 R214 authorizes the mayor to execute an agreement with OVC LLC for the production of a mobile application to allow the city to effectively engage in with residents in the amount of $14,985 for the first year and $7,990 beginning the second year. This coming out of the website budget. Mr. Baxter, if you don't mind coming on up. This is the gentleman here that concerns the agenda item. Councilman London, do you have any questions for this gentleman?
I know, the attorney, we talked earlier, I think she asked my questions.
Okay. Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yeah, the only thing, and I think the mayor, you can answer this, or even the police chief or fire chief. I was just wanting to ensure that our police department or fire department would be able to send out alerts in a timely manner for our residents that can have this app on their phone, so that if there's anything going on in the city, they are aware and they can take whatever actions that need to be taken.
It's actually faster than a text message.
Great.
Push notification on the Lighter platform. Absolutely, yes, and that's sort of where we started with public safety, and that's always our focus first, and just to build around.
Great, thank you.
Councilman Box?
That answered all my questions.
Hey, Councilman Sims?
I think it's a great idea, and I think it'll be awesome. I guess my question is the time frame. When can we expect to, if it gets approved, see something?
Since I didn't get no questions, you're gonna get the long answer.
Use the microphone.
Oh yeah, sorry, I have a little talk.
They trying to hear you on the
Until
web.
someone calls me out on it, and then I'm a little bit better. The time frame for building it is actually once we get a signed agreement and we have someone sort of a point person in line, it usually takes us about 8 weeks to build it. Now, and I'll tell you, because Apple and Android take about a week off around the holidays, so you can figure it's still around 8 to 10 weeks. Sometimes we're a little bit quicker, but never longer. So
Thank you.
that's it.
Perfect. No questions for myself. Just looking forward to it. Mayor?
Just want to comment. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to let, I know when you see city buy something, you probably think that it was the mayor's idea, but it wasn't the mayor's idea. So anybody out there want to know who idea this was for this app was not birthed from the mayor, but again, it was birthed out of our city clerk, Ms. Lee Allison. So I want to give her credit again. I'm also going to stop sending her to training because every time she goes to training, she comes back on fire with a new concept. But this was an excellent concept because I know that when the manhunt and everything was taking place and I wasn't here, and it would have been awesome to be able to have the app to push out the notifications to let everybody know that was going on. So it was partly birthed out of that as well. But again, I just want to, she's doing an excellent job, but it was Lee Allison's idea. It wasn't Mayor Stewart. So you all can tell folks, it wasn't Mayor Stewart idea. It was Lee Allison.
Fair enough. Duly
I've
noted.
got one more question, actually. When it gets, I guess, beta tested, who will be doing the beta test?
All will be telling me. In all seriousness, the beta test, we provide you with links on an Android and a Apple, and so whoever you decide on your team.
Oh.
So if you want to be a part of that, I guess ask whoever, because we'll provide it, and it's open to anybody you choose to
Gotcha.
Share it
put
with.
it in front of.
I
Okay.
do have
And
a
you-
follow-up.
One moment, Councilman Lennon.
And just talking to Lee earlier, the Decker technology, the short-term rental, she said can also add that on this app. That way, people website, I think.
It is.
Yeah. So that's gonna be great.
Nice.
That's gonna be nice.
Councilman Cuellar?
Yes, there are some other municipalities that you have done this work for, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, and one of the things that it enables the council members to do is to stay in contact with their constituents. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's certainly that option, and it's really just going as deep as you want on the communication level. So if you wanted to break it up by districts, right, and have a channel for each district, and give the citizens the ability to turn a channel on or off so they could be in the know of everything, or just their districts specifically, and then you could sort of, from a permissions-based platform, you could have the council people actually push a message and just sort of limit them to their district. And it's all archived. There's accountability built into the system. And so, sorry, I always build a clock to tell you what time it is. So,
Thank you.
Any other questions for the gentleman? All right, fair enough. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your time. Do we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. All right, item number 7 would be Resolution 2022 R215, authorizes the execution of a service agreement with Irondale Community Foundation in an amount not to exceed $3,500 to provide services to the city of Irondale to provide for those in the community with food insecurities. Councilman London, any questions on this?
No questions.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions, but I would like to abstain from this because I've received a lot of communication and I would like to learn more about the Irondale Community Foundation. And because I don't know that much about it, I'm going to abstain on this one.
Fair enough. Councilman Box?
The only question I had on this, do we have to have any kind of qualifying, Mayor? Does they have to apply to the, if someone's having trouble, do they have to fill out a thing of, hey, I need some help here? Or what's the methodology of providing the help that this entity will do for people?
Okay, let me just put it in the proper context. For the last, ever since I've been mayor, we've been giving away food for Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir.
And it's always been free. And this is no different than any other food giveaway that we had.
Okay.
We had businesses and citizens to give money to the city to be able to give this food out.
Yes, sir.
We were doing it through the chamber. I think no, we did it through the Exchange Club to be able to do that. But now we have the foundation. There's no money that's going to the foundation for the foundation to be able to keep. This is money that came through donations that is being given to the foundation to purchase the 200 turkeys that we're going to give away to the citizens. So if people are out there and thinking the city is giving the foundation money to be able to do this, we're not giving the foundation. We're using the foundation as a conduit to be able to provide food to feed people during the holidays. And I didn't think that anything would be wrong with trying to make sure that everybody got a turkey on their table during the holidays. But this money is not city money. This money was given and restricted especially for this cause, as well as for the hams that are going to be given away in December.
Oh, okay. See, I'm totally mistaken, Mayor. I was hoping that this was something that would kind of be like an ongoing thing, that people, we have the wonderful blessing boxes and stuff like that. Those are good. I thought this was something like that. That's my mistake.
No, it's just for this event.
It's just like a one or two time.
Yeah, it's just yes, but it's a great idea, and they can do more stuff in the community.
Yes.
And I would say that get with the people that's in the organization, and just to be able to share with them your thoughts.
Okay, so that is something that we could develop through this establishment of, if people are really struggling at any time during the year, they can make applications.
Well,
there.
I want to let everybody know they are totally separate from the city. So the city doesn't have anything to do with the foundation. The foundation is a separate organization. They have their own board. They have their own bylaws. They have their own incorporation. We're just asking them to provide this service for the city to be able to do the Thanksgiving and the Christmas giveaway.
Thanks for that explanation, Mayor.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, thank you. Councilman Sims, any questions?
No questions.
All right, myself, no questions there.
Councilman Spidey?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
With your explanation, Mayor, I'm good with the way that it is. He's answered a lot of things.
Okay,
So no need for me to abstain.
fair enough. Do we agree then to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Mayor, for that explanation.
You're welcome.
All right. Item number 8, resolve that resolution 2022 R216 authorizes the mayor to execute an agreement with Warren Averett LLC for the company to perform a proactive IT risk review. I understand this to be a budgeted expense out of account and auditing. Councilman London, do you have any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes, I met briefly with our city attorney and was just wanting to ask Mayor Stewart a little bit. Did this come as a result of the Alabama League of Municipalities with grants for these types of programs?
That's part of it, but
Okay.
we started maybe last year. We had when Slappy put the phone system in, they also did a risk assessment of our computer infrastructure. But we also have an individual that was here. So we had two conflicting reports about where we were with our computer infrastructure. Warren Averett approached me about doing a review because there is a lot of funding that's sitting at the federal government to come in and to rehabilitate your IT infrastructure, but you got to have the information. You got to have the data, but you got to also have someone to know how to be able to write the grants to be able to get the funding. So this is the first step, is for them to come in to do a total review of our system, from phishing to sending individuals false emails and see if they're going to click on them and open them up. And what we are going through now is a perfect time to be able to do that, because I won't mention this because there may be some folks out there that want to take advantage of it. But anyway, there's certain type of things that you have to do to keep your insurance intact as well. And they're going to go through all of that, identify where we are. And then from that, we're hoping that we will be able to use that information to apply for some funding on the federal level to be able to upgrade our system. Did I get that? Did I do a good job? Okay, all right. He's the representative for Warren Everett. That's here.
Thank you, Mayor Stewart.
Councilman Lennon, any questions for the gentleman?
No question.
All right, you're good. Councilwoman Cuellar, Councilman Box?
No question. Just a comment that I think it's a great idea, Mayor, getting this done with all of the increased risks that you keep hearing about every day of municipalities getting hacked and ransomware and that kind of stuff. So thank you again.
Councilman Sims?
I guess my only question is, so once we get the data, does Warren Avery also identify potential grants and help write those? Or is that a totally different next step?
Totally different.
Okay, separate next step. Got it.
Just basically gives you where, and so what, then you begin to determine, okay, what will the federal government allow you to put against? But there may be some caveats in the federal grants. You may have a risk, but the risk may not be addressed through a grant. But we will identify those either way.
Got it. So get the data, advise us on where we stand, and then we choose where to go from there. Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
And myself, no questions. Do we agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Item number 9, Resolution 2022 R217 authorizes the allocation of public funds to Shades Valley High School in the amount of $250 from the 2022-23 fiscal year discretionary fund of Counselor John London to be used exclusively by the Shades Valley basketball team. I know there was a little bit of conversation, but I wasn't sure which one it had. So I didn't know if we needed to cut some things or if this was staying the way it is.
It's staying the way it is.
It's staying the way it is? Okay. Do you have any questions or comments, Councilman London?
No question.
All right. Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions.
Councilman Box?
Staying the way it is, but I would like to add $250 out of my discretionary funds as well.
Okay, got you. So the proposed resolution would be to take that from 250 to a total of 500,
Correct.
split 50-50 by Councilman London and Councilman Box. Councilman London, any questions or comments?
Thank you.
Fair enough. Councilwoman
We're
Cuellar?
all choked up.
And Councilman Box, any questions or comments? Okay. And then Councilman Sims, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, and myself, no questions. So when this gets entered, actually, if we just agree on this, do we agree to leave it on consent in its new iteration?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Item number 9. Item number 10, resolve the resolution 2022 R218 authorizes the allocation of public funds to Irondale Middle School in the amount of $500 from the 2022-23 fiscal year discretionary fund of Counselor John London to be used exclusively for the Irondale Middle School robotics team. I heard a little bit of murmuring on this. Do we need to change this?
Yes.
All right, Councilman Sims is saying yes. And what is
I
your?
believe Councilor Box and I were both going to put in I was going to split 250 with Councilor London and then found out
I
that
was gonna
Councilor
add
Box was going to add. So I think
200.
200. So it ended up being 700 with 250, and 2.
Okay. So a total of 700, 250 from Sims, 250 from London, and 200 from Box.
Correct.
Copy that. All right. So item 10, any questions or comments on that before we?
500.
You're doing, I'm saying, my bad. I thought y'all were splitting it. I apologize.
So
I misunderstood. Well,
So just to take it back through,
it could be a bigger robot.
bigger robot. So we have 250 coming from Sims, 500 coming from London, 200 coming from Box, right?
Correct.
Outstanding. Everybody's in agreement?
Yes.
We agree to keep this on consent?
Yes.
Outstanding. All right. So now we get to that takes us through the consent agenda, deliberation on regular agenda items. All right, here we go. Ordain that ordinance 2022-29 modifies Chapter 10 Offenses and Miscellaneous Provisions to add Article 8 entitled Regulation of Fireworks. Councilwoman Cuellar, I know you've worked on this. We've had several meetings. I think one of the biggest things that stuck out to me there was obviously some movement around the language around the particular holidays. That's the difference I saw in it. And you are proposing the 2 permits per organization. Is that accurate?
Right, 2 permits per organization, in addition to the designated days in section C.
Right.
Listed above. But we've also had some changes in the language, for section C, fireworks in the city limits. For number 1, it now states, every year on July 3rd from dusk until 12:30 a.m. Central Time the following day, and on July 4th from dusk until 12:30 a.m. Central Time the following day. Then if you move on to the next page for number 2, the language has been changed to read, every year on December 31st from dusk until 12:30 a.m. Central Time the following day, and January 1st from dusk until 12:30 a.m. Central Time the following day. So those are the 3 changes that we made in the language.
B2, I believe, wasn't that added, the 18,
Sorry?
the
Oh, yes.
adult supervision?
Yes. We also added, thank you, Councilman Sims, under section B, Article 8, regulation of fireworks. Under B, unlawful and prohibited acts, we added, it shall be unlawful for anyone under the age of 18 to handle or shoot fireworks unless under adult supervision.
Okay. I know we've discussed this ordinance a lot. Councilman London, any parting shots?
No, that was
Okay.
like the change for the date, making that so confusing.
It is clarifying, absolutely. Thank you for introducing this on the floor. Councilwoman Cuellar, Councilman Box.
No questions at this time.
Okay. Councilman Sims?
My only thing is just the number of permits.
Okay. And myself, no questions. Are we ready to just put it on the docket and run through the process? Okay, fair enough. Item number 2, under new business, ordain that ordinance 2022-30 modifies Chapter 4, Building and Building Regulations to add Article 8 entitled Registration of Vacant Properties. Mayor, would you take us through this a little bit?
Yes, it was birthed out of the Blueprint Irondale. And it said that one of the things was having a vacant property registration where we will be able to keep up with all the vacant properties that's in the city, because people will have to register those properties. And because we know where they are, we also can do better enforcement when it comes to weed abatement and all of those things. So it's fulfilling one of those 22 and 22 items that was recommended, that came out of Blueprint Irondale, that the city creates a vacant registration property deal for people to just to register their property, so we'll know exactly where the vacant properties are in the city.
Perfect. Councilman London, any questions?
No question.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
No questions other than I was very happy to see this, Mayor Stewart.
Absolutely. Councilman Box?
No questions.
Councilman Sims?
I've got mine answered, no questions.
Fantastic. And I'm good to go. All right. Thank you very much. All right. That being said, 3-pager here. At this time, we're done with the deliberations. I would ask for an approval of the form of the agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the form of the agenda.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Councilwoman Cuellar, you looked like you were starting to ask a question.
Yeah, on item 10 on consent, is that amount 900 or is it 950?
5, it's 950.
950.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you. All right, perfect. So at this time, we would accept any comments on council agenda items at this time. Any items on council agenda items? Any questions or comments on agenda items only? All right, no questions on agenda items? Yes, this includes everything we just deliberated, including the 2 new business items. Do you need her information? Ms. Brown, before you get started, if you could give your information to the clerk. You can vocalize it, or unless you have it written. Thank you.
stated that an organization can have 2 permits.
Along with the 2 holidays that we noted in section C.
That coincide with 4th of July and
Yes.
New Year's Eve. And is there any limit on organizations? Is it first come, first served? And what constitutes the organization?
We have no limit on organizations.
Okay, so anybody, residential households, neighborhood
No,
associations?
an organization is defined as, thank you for your question. A properly qualified person, firm, partnership, corporation, or other legal entity for producing, making, or giving a pyrotechnic display of fireworks within the city of Irondale.
Would that include neighborhood organizations?
That's a good question.
That would seem to fit the definition of a non-personal entity.
Yeah, I just have a few additional comments. As you know, Irondale is fortunate to have Ruffner Mountain on one end and the Cahaba River corridor on the other end. And in that is a lot of wildlife that we are responsible for protecting as much as we can. My concern with the fireworks, especially in those areas that are closest to Ruffner and the river, with the impact that it would have on the wildlife. Someone reported that they spotted a bald eagle flying over the river just a few days ago, last week, actually. So I'd like for us, when we're doing these sort of things, to remember that it's much more than just humans. We've got wildlife, but we want to attract that back into our area. We need to be thinking about that. We can't be shooting things at them that, they won't stay. They're starting to come back now. But anyway, thank you for that, and I encourage you to pass this.
Thank you. Any other comments on agenda items only at this time? All right, fair enough. With no other comments on agenda items only, I would ask for an approval of the consent agenda.
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda for items 1 through 10 with the amendments that are, that we have addressed here in the deliberation.
Fantastic. We have a motion for the consent agenda. Do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor? Aye. No opposed, no abstentions. Fair enough. All right, we move on to our regular agenda. Item number new business. It is an ordinance, so it needs to go through the process. If someone could go ahead and put this on the floor.
I make a motion that ordinance 2022-29 be considered read.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. I make a motion that we suspend all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2022-29.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call. Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
Councilman Sims?
Yes.
And myself, yes. And finally?
I make a motion that ordinance 2022-29 be adopted and approved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? No. Okay, motion passes. Item number 2 is an ordinance as well. If someone could go ahead and introduce that on the floor.
Make a motion that ordinance 2022-30 be considered read.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Make a motion we suspend all rules that would prevent the immediate consideration of ordinance 2022-30.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call. Councilman London?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cuellar?
Yes.
Councilman Box?
Yes.
Councilman Sims?
Yes.
And myself, yes. And finally?
Make a motion that ordinance 2022-30 be adopted and approved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed, no abstentions. Motion passed. Okay. That finishes our agenda for the evening. At this time, we would take any comments to the council on non-agenda items. Any comments or questions on non-agenda items? With no questions, I would ask for an adjournment.
Motion.
Motion and a second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. We appreciate our vendors, our consultants, and of course, our people that joined us this evening. Y'all have a fantastic evening. And happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely. Yeah, man.